All right, I'm going to continue on with the syllabus. I want to talk about the course policies and resources. So hang in there, and in the next video, I'll talk about the calendar. All right, so course policies and resources. This is important information. I want to start with the speech assignment rules. These are the rules for performing and recording your speech assignments, and they're super important that you follow them. Failure to follow them could lead to 0 on your speech. So please pay attention to these rules, know these rules. I won't really be talking about them anywhere else than here. So pay close attention and follow along. The first thing, you want to start your recording, your video recording, just by stating your first and your last name. So identify yourself in the video. Then you should take a shot of your audience, whatever audience you have gathered, and clearly show each of your note cards to the camera. I want to get a good shot of your note cards. I have to evaluate your note cards. I want to see what you're using for your note cards. So show them to me at the beginning, to show them to the camera very clearly. Please note that due to the pandemic, I'm asking you to speak before any size audience that you can safely gather, given whatever your local pandemic response conditions are. So I would like you to have at least one person, if possible. It's really helpful if you have an audience, because what we're trying to do in this class is simulate a public speech, and it's not the same just talking to a camera. So at least one person. If that's not possible, message me and let me know why that's so sometime before the speech deadline. While you're recording your speech, you should stand for the entirety of your speech, and you should be clear of any obstructions. So don't use a podium, a tabletop, a countertop. Those should not be used. It should just be you standing before your audience. Okay. You must stand during the entirety of the speech, and you should record the speech from the audience's point of view. So the camera should be kind of out in the audience facing you, so that I, the viewer watching the video, feel like I'm in the audience watching you as well. So in other words, the camera should be placed in the audience. And that camera should sit still, and I should be able to see your face and upper body clearly for the entire speech, from the waist up very clearly for the entirety of the speech. It would be even more ideal if I could see your whole body. That way I can give you better feedback about your use of body. And I also must be able to clearly hear you for the entirety of the speech. Don't zoom the camera in or out. Keep the shot steady. If you have a tripod or something like that, use that. Otherwise, try to set your camera in a stationary fashion, so that you're just kind of being captured in a single still shot. Don't walk or pace out of the view of the camera. You'll just need to calmly stand in a single position and deliver your speech from there. The audience, should be quiet while you're giving your speech. Try not to have too much audience interaction. You can, however, encourage them to applaud at the end of the speech. That's just fine, and it actually might make the experience more pleasurable for everyone involved. Ensure that there are no distractions when you're recording. Try to not have too much outside noise or interference for your speech. When you're done with your speech, I want you again to show the audience, and again to take a steady shot of each of your note cards so that I can know that you use those note cards during the speech and not something else. There's absolutely no editing of the videos. Once you make them, just make it one single recording. Don't edit it, right? So I'll view kind of editing or deleting portions of your speech in a weird way as a kind of cheating in this class, and it'll be punished with a failing grade. So just do one take, no editing to the videos. It's not a video editing class. This is very important. Do not read your speech off of an outline or off of your note cards. So this is not a public reading class. It's a public speaking class. Also, don't pretend to be using note cards when you're actually reading off of a script or something that's off screen. I'll consider this to be cheating, right? And I will definitely grade your speeches down if I believe that you're reading off of a complete text. We'll be doing what's called extemporaneous style of speaking, and you can read about that in the textbook, and it will be the style that we're teaching here in this course. Okay. So those are the speech rules. Please review them before you make your recordings. There'll be a video in the modules that will give you an example of the kind of videos that I want you to make. Okay, academic integrity. Don't cheat. Don't turn in other people's work as your own. Don't plagiarize. Don't misquote. Don't turn in work that you've turned in for other classes in this class. Any example of academic dishonesty will be, I will seek some sort of action against you, maybe a student code of conduct violation or something like that, or perhaps just a 0 on that assignment. So don't cheat, don't plagiarize, and we shouldn't have a problem. Be wise about your use of speech in this class. Avoid hate speech or other hostile speech that could create a disruptive environment for other students. If you have a disability and you have it documented with the Disability Resource Center, I will happily accommodate you, but you'll need to communicate with me about those accommodations here early on in the semester. Communication centers and the Centers for Academic Success offer tutoring, and they have students who have taken this class, who did well in this class, who can help you out. They have weird hours now because of the COVID outbreak. So go to the website, watch these videos on how to use their services, and you can get free access to tutoring. The library is also very helpful. Librarians are great people to talk to, and there's lots of library workshops that are helpful on the library webpage. Make sure you talk to an advisor at some point here soon, or a counselor, so that you know that you're not wasting your time, that you know you're moving towards your degree. Get a degree here at CSN. Don't waste your time. Health and well-being. If you need psychological services, there's information here on how to access psychological support if you need it. I'm a Safe Zone ally, an ally of the LGBTQ community. So if you have any questions about sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, harassment, discrimination, feel free to contact me about any of those issues. Here's the refund policy and the disclaimer, and that about finishes the look at the course syllabus information and policies.